Welcome back to Eurofootball Daily, where today we're looking at 10 loan deals that can be considered very savvy business. 10. Dean Henderson. Last season, Dean Henderson was made a promise for a fair shot at the Manchester United #1 shirt. This is something he feels he was not given, recently stating in an interview, "To sit there and waste 12 months, it is criminal really at my age. I was fuming. I worked hard off the pitch and on the training pitch to keep improving, day in, day out, and now I'm looking forward to the season with Nottingham Forest." To say he was fuming is an understatement, as he also said he wished he could play against United this campaign to show his true level. Whilst this isn't possible, he has the next best thing, going on loan to Nottingham Forest whilst watching how his Red Devil side perform without him. And currently the 25-year-old will be smiling. At the time of writing, United have conceded 6 goals in 2 games, with his counterpart David de Gea at fault for 66% of them. This puts the Englishman in the driving seat. A solid season playing regular football in the Premier League with newly promoted Forest will be a constant reminder of what United are missing out on, especially if De Gea's poor form continues. 9. Folarin Balogun. Arsenal's transfer business over recent years has looked very positive. The signings of Zinchenko, Jesus and Odegaard have brought in extra quality to the club. But their academy has also developed stars too, with Emile Smith-Rowe, Eddie Nketiah and Bukayo Saka all showing that the Highland Academy is one of the best places to be as a youngster. There's another name Gunner fans should expect to be hearing a lot more over the coming years too, and that's Folarin Balogun, the 21-year-old striker who started his season on loan at Club Reims with a bang, scoring in his first 3 matches, becoming the first player to do so in 47 years for the French side. With the North London club improving season on season and hiring quality stars in Balogun's preferred position, the forward is going to have to fight for a place in Arsenal's squad, and making the decision to impress on loan and develop in a league where he can show his true potential is one of the first steps towards this. He only has to look at someone like William Saliba to see how, if things go well, it can benefit him next campaign. 8. Conor Coady. Sometimes a smart loan isn't necessarily a benefit for the club, but an intelligent move for the player. That's the case for Conor Coady. The 29-year-old had been captain of Wolverhampton Wanderers since their promotion to the Premier League in 2018, featuring 152 times in defence for the Midlands club. However, Bruno Lage is changing things this year, moving to a back 4 and preferring Max Kilman and Nathan Collins to the 3 at the back specialist. With the World Cup in November, the Englishman is keen to go to his second major tournament for his country, and needs to be starting regularly in order to do this and keep his position in Southgate's side. It's not that the former Liverpool player can't feature in a back 4, but it's that he excels in a 3, using his experience and intelligence to marshal the defence. Yet to enter his 30s, Coady still has plenty to offer, and if he manages to keep Everton in the Premier League, a permanent switch to the blue half of Merseyside could be on the cards. 7. Romelu Lukaku. A lot has been said about Romelu Lukaku's return to Chelsea. Now, most of it is negative, but from Inter Milan's perspective, they've pulled off one of the greatest deals in transfer history. Having sold the Belgian for €116 million to West London, Inter had brought in a profit of €36 million for only 2 years of work with the forward, raising his confidence and leading them to their first Scudetto in over 10 years. But fast forward to the present, and the 29-year-old is back in Italy wearing the Nerazzurri jersey on a reduced wage and only costing a loan fee of €8 million. Inzaghi's side were unfortunate not to win Serie A last season, missing out by 2 points, with expected points putting them as outright winners by a difference of 8. Inter underperformed on their XG throughout the campaign by 6.38, the complete opposite to what happened in 2020-21 with Lukaku in the side when they overperformed by 10.65. With the number 90 back in the club, around familiar surroundings, and having already scored his first goal of the season within 2 minutes of the opening day, it looks like Inter have had the last laugh. 6. Lorenzo Luca. At only 21 years old, Lorenzo Luca has been around the block, having played for 6 different youth academies and 6 different senior sides, but his latest move, a loan to Ajax, may be his best yet, becoming the first ever Italian to wear the prestigious white and red. Learning your football education at Ajax, a club renowned for creating young stars, is almost like having a Harvard education, and if you are to perform well, it can put you on the map. Luca himself has stated that his hero is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and isn't too dissimilar from his idol, a player who also applied his trade for De Godenzonen. At 6'7", the Italian is equally as good with his feet as he is physically. Luca started last season in incredible form, scoring 6 goals in 7 matches for parent club Pisa in Serie B, but didn't find the back of the net for the rest of the season. For now though, Luca is finding his place in Amsterdam as he's not quite the first name on the team sheet yet, but experience at a club like Ajax is something money can't buy, and with an option to make his services permanent, a loan like this has no downsides. 5. Nuno Tavares to Marseille. Nuno Tavares had a tough start to his Arsenal career. One of the 7 signings to join the Gunners in 2021, the then 21-year-old was one of the cheapest buys, costing £7.2 million from Benfica to help cover the left flank, competing with Kieran Tierney and providing cover for his patchy injury record. Unfortunately for the young fullback, his first campaign in England was not one to remember, only starting 7 league games after the turn of the year, losing the trust of the fan base and most importantly Mikel Arteta. This has seen the Portuguese under-21 international go on loan for the new campaign, completing a season-long move to Igor Tudor's Marseille to play wing-back. Just 2 games in and he looks like a man reborn, having started both games relishing an attacking wingback role, reducing his defensive workload for his attacking prowess, getting his name on the score sheet twice already. Arsenal and Taveres are both winners here. The North London club are able to give him experience at the top level, playing in the Champions League without the pressure he faced in London. Whether this is a season to raise his value for a sale or for his development, either outcome would be considered smart. 4. Niko González. The 2021-22 season saw Barcelona's young stars continue their progress with the first team. Pedri, Gavi and Orejo all took on important roles in the side and cemented their places as first names on the team sheet. One player who was on the cusp of this though was Niko Gonzales. At just 19 years old, he made his debut for Barca and went on to start 12 La Liga matches, whilst competing with the likes of Gavi, Pedri, De Jong and Busquets for a starting place. Solid numbers for your first season. With the acquisition of Franck Kessie and a returning Pjanic who impressed Xavi in pre-season, minutes this campaign may be hard to come by. Now 20, this is the time for an academy player to be playing to develop, otherwise sitting on a bench can do more harm than good. For Nico to push for his own loan move shows he has the right head on his shoulders, focusing on his future development to return a stronger player and fight for a place. Having signed a new deal with the Catalan club until 2026 and a release clause of €500 million, as the Spaniard put it, this is not a good buy, but a see you later. 3. Matteo Pessina. 110 years after its formation, Monza are finally in the top division of Italian football. The team is new, but the faces are familiar. Based in the 3rd largest city in Lombardy, the club were promoted to Serie A through the playoffs, however had a squad that was mainly Serie B standard and needed to refresh the team with quality in order to stay in the top division. But money is tight, and having spent under €27.5 million, the Biancorossi have so far managed to bring in 20 players. 8 of these have been loans. The most eye-catching name is none other than Euro 2020 winner Matteo Pessina, who has joined the club on a 1-year loan with an option and obligation for purchase if conditions are met. The 25-year-old has a strong connection to Monza, having played for the youth academy and senior team back in his teenage years. Having already been made captain, a loan like this is relatively risk-free, bringing in a player who immediately improves the squad and has a link to the fans in the hope of continuing Monza's stay in the top flight. 2. Colin Dagbar. It's not new news that Paris Saint-Germain has one of the best academies in the world. Nkunku, Guendouzi and Mike Maignan are just a few players to have learnt their footballing education in Paris. However, many of these rising stars don't end up plying their trade for the senior team. Colin Dagbar is another youth product with lots of potential who looks to hopefully break this mould. The arrival of Achraf Hakimi last summer has limited his options on the right flank, and saw the 23-year-old turn out just 3 times in the league last year compared to the 23 appearances in 2020-21. This explains why a loan away was crucial, and a season at Strasbourg puts Dagbar back in the driving seat of his own career, with the potential to push on for his first cap for the French national team. Julien Stéphan's side impressed last campaign, finishing 6th, a huge jump from the 15th place finish the season before. A solid year playing in the same formation and wing-back position as PSG will allow Dagbar to develop and possibly impress Christophe Galtier upon his return to Paris. 1. Tanguy and Ndombele. Sometimes there are transfers that just don't work out, and Tanguy and Ndombele to Spurs is sadly one of those. A player who, when he was breaking through at Lyon, felt like he could do anything, but having the pressure of being a club record signing and a loss of confidence can have a huge impact. At his peak, Ndombele was completing 3 dribbles per 90, 1.4 key passes per 90, and 4 tackles and interceptions. Compare this to his last season at Spurs, and those stats have gone down by either half or more. The 25-year-old did go back to Lyon on loan in January 2022, and although things slightly improved, he still faced the same pressure as before. This is why a loan to a new club in a fresh league is smart, as he'll be able to play football without the constant reminder of what could have been in North London. Under a manager like Luciano Spalletti at Napoli, Ndombele will be able to join an exciting side looking to win their first Scudetto in over 30 years, and if things go well, a £25 million option to buy could provide his permanent way out of North London. So those were our 10 smartest loans of the summer, but have we missed any out? Let me know in the comments below. Obviously the transfer window isn't over just yet, so things could still happen. If you want to watch more Eurofootball Daily content, then click on screen right now, and as always guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.